Made with Unity, Warhammer, and powered by WW or WIs. Now on my PC because I'm a fool. Warhammer 40K. 40K. Wow, you just fucked up your intro. I don't care, I'm keeping it. Hi everybody, DJacob1234 here. Welcome to 40K Rogue Trader. I am getting my hands on this game for free, so I decided I might as well check it out, right? So that being said, as you can tell, never touched. Yeah. So to explain this, welcome to another 1 hour impressions. Today we're checking out 40K Rogue Trailer. I've never played it, and we're gonna try it out. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Is it worth the money? Let's find out together. Oh boy, DLCs, of course. Yeah, normal's fine. Oh, we get to make our own? Create your very own Rogue Trader from scratch. Detailed custom stage project. Process lets you choose who your character was before the beginning of your adventure. A wide variety of options. You can determine their appearance, characteristics, and their combat. Okay. My portrait. Give me a minute. There we go, everybody. I'm now in the game. All right. Okay, now do I just hit cancel? Yep. Okay. Now appearance. How close can I get to my character? That. Oh boy. Damn it. Trying to find everything here is a bit of a pain in my ass. I think this is gonna have to do.
The chosen weapon that will...
I always get the job done.
Rend the flesh, shatter the spirit. The battleground beckons.
Okay, no, this fits me. This fits me. Okay. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of customization in this game. Okay, humanity's finest. Yeah. Better to die for the Emperor. Yes. When Imperial World carries afflicted by I know no heresy. Gain 10% critical hit chance, 10% armor against Xenos or demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonus of no heresy. Lore and Xenos and lore warp are always 0. Heresy is not valued by the Emperor finest. I'll go toughness. I think we're gonna have to go this out at all costs. Let's see. Command monster next shot or single target melee applies the following effect. Marked, any ally who hit kills the mark game gains an extra turn after the current one. Oh, not bad. Okay. Luck +5. Important? The souls of all who perish in brutal offense still haunt your nightmares. Falsely accused of cowardice, you forced suffer a humiliating tribunal. You were tied with a group of renegade guardsmen during a mutiny and were beaten half to death. I'll go Grimporant. For the Emperor! Ooh, I have a good bit of points. Let's bump that up to 40. I want to bump up my strength 40. My willpower as well there, and then we'll bump up my intelligence, my last 5. There we go. First forge. Nah, okay. Just because I know people can do this, we're gonna... It's a reference to something else. The sheep coffin. If you saw the Subnautica playthrough, you know what I'm referencing. At all costs. Victory at all costs. Oh, my name? Well, I'm me, Jacob 1234. I am a sheep. All right, let's actually play the game. I spent like 30 minutes off camera getting that image to work. For the Emperor! The Emperor! Huh? Ah, the Emperor's guidance. I can feel it through these statues. Yes. We are the Emperor's finest. We are the Emperor's elite. Hi.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
You are in a dialogue. Here you can learn about current events and influence the character you are speaking to, or alter the course of the game's narration. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices. Available dialogue options displayed on the right. Select the reply by clicking left mouse button or by pressing the corresponding digit. Truly, an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
You can hover your cursor over highlighted words to learn more about them. Tooltips up here to help you better understand the world of the game or its mechanics. A subject of the Imperium with the unique hereditary title, Rogue Trader is tasked with exploring and exploring the still uncharted reaches of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. Divisional Commander.
My regards, Commissar. Finding you was a difficult task given your parents' fate and your upbringing in the Schola Progenium. Truly, our meeting is an act of providence, is it not?
A division of, I'm not even gonna try, responsible for the upbringing, education, training of orphans of those officers and nobles who have died in the service of the Imperium of Man for the Emperor.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought
So
here?
that you may fulfill your blood duty.
Oh.
Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the Rogue Trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor.
Jesus. No, it's getting hard. I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. There is only one thing to say.
For the Emperor! We are the champions! We are the Emperor's finest!
I'm sorry, I can't resist.
I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Oh wait, the Imperial Man. Oops, sorry. Lord Captain, strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Oh, great. You sound like a great guy to know.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
The sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough. But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valentius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Hey! Road Trader, person decides. It's a left clicking, great. Rogue Trader Theodore von Vachtis desires a person to meet with the person recently brought aboard her flagship. A storm is brewing over the dynasty, so the Lord Captain has something important to share with her heir, if she ever gets the chance. Yes.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Oh boy. Some objects of the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects, others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become available when your character is staying close enough to the interactable object. Massive conf table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a void ship. If I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest first. This game is just...
What lies beyond?
The cathedral altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperium. The Codex of Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Of course, you must daily worship it, of course.
One of the von Valentius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Oh, I see one of the tanks. The holy vessel used to crush and blow up heretics.
What's happening?
Heretics!
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Heretic!
Power before the mind unhinged.
To survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you'll have to face enemies of all kind and fight for your life. These tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Rogue Trader. Let's begin. Shoot, shoot, and don't let it get close. How did you miss? Heretic. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use abilities. Select the cell within the highlight area. Double-click on it to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can go. On their turn, one MP corresponds to one cell in the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, move points restore to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, their action can no longer be cancelled. That's a heretic. To make attacks and usability in combat, the character must spend AP or action points for those who don't know what AP stands for. Their total is displayed on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Every attack ability has a certain AP associated with it. The number of squares next to the icon of the attack action or other abilities indicate their AP cost. At the start of each character's turn, their AP are restored to the maximum value. To attack, first left click on single shot icon on the weapons panel and hover the cursor over the enemy. Tooltip will appear, showing your chance of hitting the enemy. Impossible damage can deal with successful hit. Click to fire. The amount of damage your character deals depends on the parameters of the weapon they are using. Thank you. The effectiveness of the shot depends on the distance between the character and their enemy. When you're targeting an enemy with a single shot, you'll see 2 arrows daunting. The weapon's effective maximum fire range. Certain abilities in this game are considered attack actions. They can only be used once per turn unless affected by specific talents or abilities a character might have. If a character performs an attack action, they will not be able to attack again and will lose remaining MP until the start of the next turn.
Schemes within schemes. A wicked thought.
When you're ready to end your turn, click on the space. A frenzy from a heretic. Analyze enemy. Joint analysis. What?
I won't sully myself with that.
Could have just been a scooch chance. Equip your character with a decent weapon and place them over a vantage point. Yep. We keep analyzing, but I'm going to need a hand here soon.
War is my muse.
Yep. Woo! Tactical characters with melee weapon.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Ah, yes, quite. I agree with you. Characters' melee weapons block adjacent enemies' abilities to perform attacks with ranged weapons. Pistols and shotguns are an exception to this rule. They can be fired at point-blank range. But no one's allowed to enter the premises. Station!
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
I thank you. You can open the map using M to orient yourself. Lemongrass Baltic, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor first. The first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortex sites.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Ichi, the tech Ichi for machine. Yeah.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
He first approaches Irad, who appears to be about 30 years old. Is of parchment-like skin, stretched over a tightly bundle massive spoons, implants, and bones. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tick, the jerky movements are all signs from an illness or defect that's taken over its physical form. In stark contrast, the Dora von, I'm not even gonna try to say your last name. Features appear to be as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seemed to be everything seemed to emphasize the difference between her and him. Next to them are two men. One is a gray-haired officer in impeccable bearing who's studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters, barbaric, containing all manners of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Ah. Your character skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogue automatically initiates passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or hidden dialogue options will be unlocked. If your character is traveling with allies, the party members with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. These report spirits certainly sound like evidences of heresy. However, I put my interest first. No matter what it means, I would have you. These spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would verify this be the case if the population of Idon 6 engaged in Xeno worship. Third ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft enough. It may cost several seconds to do so, but it will give us an answer. I am a former commissar. I will continue sending more people one corrupt another. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interest first. Must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I seek extermination of the heretical beliefs.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
Oh, fuck off! I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do. We both served to the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become any one of our stats to gauge a petty feud? I find your tone most disagreeable. If you will kindly alter the man which you dress, we all give you to regret the consequences. I like option 2.
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are sorely.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Hi.
So, why are you here?
I know. Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed.
What the fuck?
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue
Handful.
traitor in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Huh.
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
Okay.
Bloodright alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake. Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people.
Oh.
They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Once, you were a commissar of the Imperial Guard.
Ah, yes.
A political officer who was not afraid to face her own death or to send her underlings to theirs. Resolve, faith, implacability. All of it gives one a unique perspective when presented with a situation where a less steadfast individual could falter. Trust me, your future holds plenty of situations where your commitment to your duty, or your house's interests, will be one of your strengths. Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask a question?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aid.
Okay. Where's the ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time. In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Oh, really? You fools! You stand there! Well.
Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance!
All of you will bleed!
All combatants act in turns. Their orders determined by the initiative roll. The order of turns is played on the left side of the screen. Heretics! The characters very bottom goes first, and the one above them, and so on. Well, good to know. More importantly, heretic. Kill them.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Follow my lead. To the heretics!
Smell that? Smells like cooking heretics over an open flame of fun. You missed. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character to hide behind or mark with shields, or a shield with a skull. When standing close, then the character will automatically take up an advantage position. In this case, the chance that the enemy attack will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus attack from the side, not protected by their current cover. From a side not protected by the current cover.
Through the smoke and gunfire. Huh. What if... Even I won't do that. Ah! Another one is shattered.
Your character just landed a critical hit. That deals increased damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. The character's critical damage is 150% of their normal damage by default. However, certain talents, effects, and abilities can increase it. Certain weapons have their own critical damage stat, which is added to the character's total stat during attack.
Out of my way!
Try, you heretic scum. I will murder each heretic here without any regard for their safety.
Logically sound approach. I took care of this one.
Oh, he's just charging in. He's full, man. Ooh, like a mighty fire of a roasted
Brace
flame.
yourself, Abelard.
I serve the ruinous power!
One fewer target.
Pause effect. Character receive a temporary pause effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. A little more about the effect you have gained. Hover your cursor over the effect icon next to the character portrait. Okay. Kill them. With pleasure.
Liquor! Predictable downfall. Oh, I am powerless to act.
Chaos guides me.
You know you have to try to hit her, right?
I took care of this one.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
She looks at the watch in her hand. All you hear is lifeless static. What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Find the arc.
In this tapestry of the world, I am the rogue thread.
I think I went the wrong way. I think. Let me check. Where am I going? Post off. Officers deck.
What?
No.
Once up the route, I want to have a look at the logicers. You need to understand what happened on the decks during the warp jump and the precautions for keep.
They all will see.
The heretic's body is riddled with holes, and improvise single-shot gun lies smoking in its hand. Just straight shot him at point-blank range. The mass arm's not looking good. Ooh, I like.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Hurley pulls the voice from his belt and Hurley reports the situation.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny? But who would attempt the mutiny here, in the warp?
Lunatics, fools, heretics.
This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Uh-oh.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
This is a battle. You actually got some of those in this game? Most of the time, people ignore the Sisters of Battle in the lore. Which is kind of sad, actually, because they're not bad. I think everyone can respect a good Sister of Battle.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
What's going on?
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I should do everything in my power.
Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you with a sharp crack. You are consumed by Emperor gut-wrenching pain.
Yeah.
Balance you a special destiny. Time to fulfill. Oh, great. I knew he was fishy the way he acted.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
I'll talk you two-faced scum. You're the one behind this madness.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power, the sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Actually, I got something else to say. What's it, Brett? You're too. Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Dwarf's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry pathetic excuse do you even have for an apostate, you sorry, wretched piece of rock shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodorus cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
The Emperor protects me. You, however, when I get out of these chains, I will cut you up and serve you to the God Emperor himself!
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
I'm not your puppet. Mock your desperate outcry. The intruding influence. You were wounded by a corrupted weapon, which led to warp anti evaluate, forcing you to unship it, make you step towards the gate's looming ascent to the chamber. I will end you in every fucking matter. Skill tree dialogue. One of the available dialogue options requires you making a skill test. Unlike with passive tests, which are made automatically, in this case you can decide whether or not to select an option. Consequences will depend on the results of the associated test. Success or failure affects how the dialogue develops. Depending on the context, you might change the course of the conversation, alter the character's attribute, or form an action where consequence will only become apparent later. Hover your cursor over the dialogue option that requires skill test. See tool step. Displaying your chances. Which mine is 100. The number effect after the blah blah starts struggling with allies. Primarily, the high score will. Okay. Carefully inspect the device. The design of the gate console, where a melee characterizes strange allies use material from the machine's component, some which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of Architecton relic. The servant on the gate begins to move. With a screeching groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. The lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servant's mouth builds a sharp, magnetic fang that glints in the dim light. The vid screen on the right of you lights up, showing strange mysterious symbols on a green background. Whispers run through your conscious, inciting, demanding sacrifice. The voice of your head at the Virgo's wound you with a blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. You think of use as a weapon. You look around, hopes of finding at least something could work as a weapon. You search the vein. Chambers, anterooms completely empty, in perfect work condition. Never a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar in sight. Examine the Sentinel. Clothes look notably different from the ones you're used to. His skin covered in stitched together with copper thread. It has metal hinges in place of the standard joint. It seems that the creative Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit will be much longer than of an ordinary automation.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
I'll kill you. The Sentinel jaw clamps your hand, puncture your skin, sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the server's throat, and immediately you're humming as the servo motors start up. The pumps stir in motion. Several long minutes pass. Sentinel's jaw remains closed. You're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe close your eyes. Pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened
You do not understand what the my voice comes from, crackling like static. Is it a sentinel? A commissar? It's a fragment of your weary mind, whatever it is. Yes, I do quiet. The pain shoots through your head. It subdues you just twice. Seems that the entity coiled in your subconscious, not the ability to do any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Good. Burn, you heretic scum in the pits of hell!
There is still another way.
Check the warren chamber.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed.
Which has open store for the dynasty. It's time to make sure this takeover world trade is safe. Let me known that by my will and by the power of the stock, appoint the person to be the bearer of the world trade. Bestow upon them and their dynasty the great mission. To be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity. To walk bravely first in the stock, unite and reclaim what was lost. To triumph over nightmares untold. To boldly the reins of fate. To walk steadily the road of thorn.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Need a contact someone. Prefer it, Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Okay, how about this? I need a weapon. I'm under defense.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
It will not answer me. Lead me away from
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Good. As the game stories unfold, you'll see notifications top of the screen indicating the status of your current objective has been updated, and that new information has been added to your journal. You can open it by pressing J or clicking on it. Journal entries help you keep track of current events and guide your character on their journey. The quest tab keeps the progress of the main story. Here you can find information about any quest you accept and their current status. Use the journal to help yourself understand where to go to for the next steps. I've been using this already.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Run, fools, or fall.
Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the Warren chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
I saw some of his form polished. His forehead is sweating. One of his sleeves of his arm is on the coat of his arm. It's torn and soaked with blood. Nonetheless, despite the heavy breathing, he stands firm, his gaze demanding. Somewhat surprised. Khan Volchesik, the traitor. When we parted ways to the officer deck, he stunned me, somehow brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodore for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
So it seemed, but he's not here. Volko openly admitted that he's the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Treating injuries while fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Your character has suffered an injury after being attacked by a car. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within one round. The exact percentage of wounds a character must lose for this to happen may vary depending on the difficulty of the game you choose. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. When a character initially suffers an injury, it is considered a fresh injury during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, it becomes an old injury. A fresh injury can be healed without passing a skill check. Old injuries, however, can be healed with medkit, but they require characters administering the treatment to pass a Medicare skill test to succeed. Use Medicare to restore wounds and heal injury. Note that characters lose all wounds, they fall unconscious. Once the combat is over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically, and any injuries that but any injuries that they may have sustained remain. Those can be healed with the medkit. Medkits can only be used by characters who have a field medic feature. Medkits can only be used by field medic, base skill medkits, or yada yada. Okay.
I am at your service. Let me help.
My appreciation.
To equip a new weapon or armor, open your inventory from I and double click on the item. Alternatively, you can hold left mouse button and drag the arm to the right slot where it becomes highlighted once you start dragging. There's a lot of characters. You can switch between party members using the arrows top of the inventory screen or clicking on the character's portrait. Item descriptions contain comparisons with any corresponding items grouped by character.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
More than you realize. Look at that. Albert.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the war and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Center must have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
I heard one of Theodora's fox.
Lady Theodora's. Which one?
Sorry.
The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
For Imperium and humanity, lead the way.
Come.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Aye, aye. Lead the way. Heretics need to be heard.
Watch the spectacle unfold!
I agree. Come begins with a tactical phase, during which characters cannot act or take action, but may take up a vantage point. Select a character by left click on the portrait at the top screen. Then click left mouse button on the cell you want the character to move to. Rail cells are areas accessible to the character during the tactical phase. Each character in the party may move up to their maximum movement point, but cannot position themselves adjacent to an enemy. I am going to enjoy every second. The combat abilities of a character differ depending on their archetype. Available abilities are located at the bottom right of the screen of the panel. Oh, I already did that.
A wicked thought.
Lead.
I won't sully myself with that. Schemes within.
Attack Round 2's character's melee weapon can make an attack of opportunity. If an opponent in the J cell initiates movement, it can be triggered by some abilities. All characters' melee weapons, including members of your party, can make attacks of opportunities. The chance to hit to deal damage is calculated based on the attack. You're fucked now. You know, companion is a warrior. Abba specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attack. Charge a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using melee weapons, and it is not considered an attack act. Use charge to pull a disc between you and the enemy and deal damage. Click left mouse button on the ability icon, choose the direction to charge in. If an enemy is in the direct path to charge, Abba will attack them and still be able to use an attack action icon afterwards. Use an attack action afterwards, and not if he has not used one his turn. Note this, that charge can only be used if the character is 2 or more cells away from the target. This character is using a melee weapon. Melee attacks are the character to be adjacent to the enemy. Make a melee attack, click left mouse button on the strike ability, then on the enemy you wish to attack. Unlike single shot, melee attacks it automatically. There's no need for a roll. The enemy will try to dodge a attack using melee weapon of their own. Melee weapons can be used to make area attacks. All creatures in the area will suffer damage unless need on a dodge test. Damage dealt by the melee weapons depend on the weapon's parameters and the attacker's strength score. Heretic scum, you... Mercy is a blessing. Too bad you will never see it. Heretic scum. What's the matter? Looking to attack me?
My ears are ringing.
Albert, help me. Heard by your burst attacks. Oh, there's friendly fire. Good to know. you just ask for it on.
Oh, a wicked thought.
Indeed, one fewer target. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
Such is the will of chaos.
Just a minor setback.
Oh, what's this? Move and attack? I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. But I will admit, your scream quite. Would you mind helping me put this heretic in the hole? Pleasure. Heretic. You can advance slow to your character's companions, prevailing in battle, exploring the expanse, completing quests onto experience point. Once you have accumulated enough experience points, your character gains a new level. Click on the arrow symbols on the character's torch to open up the level screen. Each level gained offers your character new progression option, which includes new ability, talents, and skills improvements. Another enhancement. Your commands gain new level at the same time as your character, even if they are not included in the active party during your journey. Ooh! Your companions will gain new levels at the same time as your character, if they're not included in the active party. That is good. It's a great way to keep everyone balanced level, because an issue I have with some RPGs I've played is that you can end up focusing so much on like a couple characters and forget about a couple, and then you're like, oh, I need to use this character. I want to use them for a bit. Oh, they're severely under level because I haven't used them. I like how that's counteracting this with everyone gaining level.
To the ordinary, I am an enigma.
For the Imperium lore. I am more of an Imperium than anything else. I'm not radical. I'm prudent. More importantly, I follow the will of the Emperor. Oh, okay, so I can loot.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
In combat, the character may need to use different kinds of weapon, which could be prepared in advance. I'll be able to prepare different weapon sets to switch in different combat by pressing X. Sadly, though, we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1 hour impression of, well, Void Trader. If you guys actually want to see a full Let's Play, like the video. Comment down below where you would like to see, if you'd like to see this as a Let's Play in stream or video fashion. I've been DJGup1234, your local sheep, signing off tonight. Peace out, everybody. Good night.